Okay, good evening, teacher. We are group 6. My name is Gabriel Perez. I'm going to share my opinion about the this video. Well, for me, reading stories allow us to enter the minds of the characters and see the world from their perspective. Studies conducted by psychologists David Kidd and Emmanuel Castano show that those who read fiction develop a better theory of mind, meaning the ability to understand other people's thoughts and emotions. These skills strengthen our relationship and social sensibility. Moreover, brain science support this. When we read, the same brain areas are activated as if we were actually experiencing what is being described. Reading about an emotions and actions or pain activates the same areas as if we were truly feeling them. It's like a mental workout. Research from Emory University even showed that after several days of reading a novel, readers' neural connections become denser and more active, as if they had lived the events themselves. Reading fiction is not a waste of time. It's a powerful exercise for the brain. It makes us more empathic, imaginative, and human. So I believe that to take off our minds, we should open a book and I let a story amaze us with its emotions. Next.
My name is Paula Quevedo. That's a great point. We reading mothers is totally changed the way I think about reading, especially fiction. I always thought of novel as just a fun, a way to relax. But Carter argues they are actually one of the most important things we can do for our brains. The core of her arguments is about empathy or what science calls theory of mind. It our skills are figuring out what other people are thinking and feeling just by looking at them or listening to them. She says that when you read a novel, you are forced to practice these skills constantly. You are literally spending time inside someone else's head, saying the words out in their eyes. If you practice that over and over and over, you get better at in real life. It makes you a more insightful friend, a better partner, and honestly, just a more understanding person overall. And it's not just a soft emotional benefit, it's hard science. She explained that talking is natural. Babies just pick her up, but reading, that's not wired into our genes. Every time we learn to read, our brains has to build complex, brand new neutral pathways. It's a heavy duty workout. She had these mind blowing details about brain scans. When you read about a character running or feeling scared, the same exact part of your brain light up as if you were doing the running or feelings. You are not just understanding the words, you are simulating the experience in your own body. So, in the end, her point is simple. Reading fiction is one of the best forms of training you can give your mind. It literally restructures your brain to be more empathic and more imaginative, which is something I think we could use a lot more right now.
Good. My name is Diana Piedra. Okay, I learned from this video that reading fiction is much more than a hobby. It actually helps our brain and personal growth. It is not about reading textbooks or reports, but the stories that let you see the world through the characters' eyes, understand their feelings, and imagine their experience. Studies show that reading fiction activates the same areas in our brain as if we were living those experience ourselves. And reading regularly can even strengthen brain in connections. In my opinion, this makes reading um, stories a kind of mental exercise that boosts creativity, empathy, and understanding of the others. That's why I believe reading fiction is not a waste of time. It is helps you grow as a people and build a more empathic society. In a conclusion, reading a fiction is not just an enjoyable activity, but a powerful tool for developing our minds and hearts. By allowing us to step into different perspectives and emotions, it strengthens our ability to connect with the others and think creatively. Therefore, reading stories is an essential part of the personal growth and helps build a more understanding and compassionate world. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Nayela Orellana, and this is my summary and my opinion. Okay, reading is not only something we do for school, it is something that can change our lives. In the Rita's talk, explains that reading, especially fiction, helps our brain to work better. When we read a story, our brain becomes active and it reacts as if we are really living that story. For example, if a character feels sad or feel happy, our brain shows the same reaction. This means that the reading is like an exercise for the mind, and that helps us to improve the memory, the imagination, and the focus. The reading this fiction also help us to understand the other people. By entering the mind of different characters, we learn the empathy. That ability that help us to feel what other feel. It makes us more patient and more connected to the world around us. Rita Carter says that reading is one of the easiest ways to grow as a person. It is free, simple, and powerful. So the reading matters because it helps us to become smarter, empathy, more creative, and more human. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Emily Ramirez, and this is my opinion. Honestly, this video completely changed the way I see reading. I always thought reading was just about learning something new or maybe passing the time. But in this case, Rita Carter explained that reading actually transforms our brain, and not in a small way. When we read, we activate areas that don't like up just be speaking or listening. And what really caught my attention is when she says that speaking is natural, something we just do, but reading isn't. Reading is a skill humanity had to invent and learn, and because of that, our brains build new connections that help us imagine, feel, and understand things on a much deeper level. And when it comes to read fictions, that's where that magic happens. When we dive into a story, we don't just understand it. We live it. We feel that the characters feel. We think like them. We laugh or cry with them. It's like living a thousand different lives and without ever leaving your chair. And she also talks about how reading sharpens our intuitions. It trains us to pick up on signals, emotions, and details that we often miss in maybe in real life. In the end, I think I'm left with a powerful idea. Reading matters because it's not just about turning page, it's about transforming ourselves. It connects us with other minds, helps us grow from the inside out, and reveals parts of we are that we didn't even know existed. And reading doesn't just make you smarter, it makes us more human. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Mayerly, and for me, the video explores the powerful impact that reading has in our minds and even in our emotions, because it explains that when we read stories created by others, we are not just following a plot. We are also actually we are entering another person's imagination. And through characters and their experiences, we start to feel what they feel. And that helps us to develop empathy and emotional understanding. Reading fiction allows to live many different lives, if we can say in that way, because we can travel to different time, places, and situations that we might never experience in real life. And this helps us to see the world from new perspectives and understand people that are very different from us. The video also highlights that reading strengthens our mind or brain because it improves focus, creativity, and critical thinking. When we read deeply, we reflect more, connect ideas, and even become more aware of our emotions. And for me, the message of the video is that reading it's really important because it can shape the way who we are because it connect us with others, make us more human, and remind us that stories have the power to change why we think, what we think, we feel, and see, and the way we see the world. Thank you.
My name is Julie Pineda, and what I found very interesting about this part is how reading really changed our brain. When we read, especially fiction, the same parts of the brain that are active when we live something in real life also become active just a little less. It's amazing because it means that when we read, our brain feels like we are inside the story. And there was also a study from Emory University that I really liked. Some students read 30 pages of a novel every night for 5 days, and doctors made brain scans every day. They discovered that the brain connections became trickier and stronger. So, reading can actually change the structure of the brain, not only our imagination or emotions. So, for me, this part shows that reading it's not only for fun, it helps our brain, our emotions, and our relationships. That's why I believe reading fiction is one of the best things we can do to become better people. Thank you.